Assalamu alaikum, wonderful viewers. Welcome to another episode of the Poetry Slam Show here on Eco TV International, the People's Choice, where we celebrate the power of words, the beauty of expression, and the art of poetry. I am your host, Rohete Ture. Every week we invite talented poets to come and showcase their talent and their art of work. And today here with me is the king himself without no queen. But I guess I'll be the queen today, inshallah. By the end of the day, he will introduce himself better. But before that, you can kindly follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Sponsors are also invited. You can call on the various numbers on the screen to sponsor this program. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the show.
Well, greetings everyone. My name is David Nyasi, alias Nyasi the King Poet, the CEO of Team African Child.
Well, where is the queen?
The queen. The queen is not here yet. Yes.
Barnadal.
Okay.
Well, I hope to be the queen by the end of the day. You give me my crown.
Okay, don't make a problem.
Barnadal. Okay, and regarding the Team African Child, I know today all of them can be here due to circumstances, but what does the name Team African Child mean to you, and how does it shape your poetry work?
Yeah, Team African Child is a combination of different peoples, and then we work together with one voice, and then combination of different ideas. We see it to read that it can help us as a team, and then we name it as Team African Child, which was formed in May 11, 2024.
Okay, and how does your African heritage influence your writing and performance?
Yeah, because it is an act of passion, and then we form it in a way of having different executive members, and then to fill up different positions, and then which you know that as you are choosing for the position, you know that you can be impeached at any time also, so you have to work hard in that position that you are given as a member of the team.
Okay, and what message do you hope to convey to the world as young African poets?
Yeah, as we stand with one voice and then one accord, and then our motto stands, we stand for justice for better Gambia. We don't only mean the Gambia, but to the entire world at large. Let them hear our voice, Team African Child.
Okay, and the Team African Child, since you started 2024, how far have you come?
Yeah, currently we can just say thanks to God. Yeah, it is going smoothly. As this May 11, we celebrated our 1-year anniversary, which was great embrace with different poets and then different teams that comes also to join us, and then we celebrate as one family in that occasion.
Why was I not invited?
But maybe we were invited, maybe we were not aware of it, that's why we couldn't make it.
The next time you invite me, inshallah.
Next year.
Alright. And how do you collaborate as a team when writing or performing poetry?
Yeah, that is very interesting. And then when you come to performance, we have many people in the team, and not everyone can take part in the performance when you are invited or doing some script. So what we do is that sometimes we give titles to people, you go and then search about it, you write 2 stanzas or 1, and then you come with it. Sometimes we write everything and then we send it to the group, and then you have like each stanza you have 2 or 3 people to participate on it. Then the best one will take the person and then continue with it in the performance whenever we are invited.
So that's how you go about it?
Yeah.
Okay. And what themes do you explore most in your poetry, and why?
Yeah, most of the time we write like current situations that are happening in the country, whatever we see, we must voice it out to show people that this is happening. We always speak in the mind of people. So.
Okay, and what about the feedbacks? Is it negative or positive? Like from the critics?
In every occasion and then everything that you are doing, you must accept these 2 things. Okay. Critics, and then for me, and then the entire team, which I also put in them, is that in anything that you are doing, if you don't have critics, it means you are not doing nothing. Then you have to accept it, and then so that it is a learning point for you to do great. But many of the replies or response that we always see in whatever we send, it is a message that conveys, and then it goes wide to many people.
Okay. Then who or what are your biggest poetic inspirations, either writers, musicians, or personal experiences?
The greatest people that we look up to in the teams. Like for us, we stand as independent team. We don't look up to anyone. As you have seen different peoples doing their own work and then they are succeeding in it. Then what I inculcate in these people is that what that person has done, you can also do the same. They all started from the foundation of grassroots as we are also doing it. And then seeing anyone joining them in their own success, your own cannot be celebrated like that. Then you also have to start it and then you feel all what it takes then before you become a successful person.
Okay, so you don't look up to anyone?
No, we only stand on our own and then we move. Whatever we are doing.
Fine.
Stand for your own.
Okay. And do you incorporate African languages like proverbs or oral tradition in your work? If so, how?
Yeah, like when writing a poem, sometimes you have mixed of languages because you cannot take everything like in our Gambian culture. You don't have to speak always English. It means the message that you are sending, it is limited to few people. So you are not sending it to like the general people. So you have to use local language and then others, and then you have to also showing it in practical also like in the form of acting.
Okay. All right. Message is clear. How does performance, voice rhythms, movement enhance your poetry?
Yeah, I can say every day that we keep writing, and it keeps also helping us to learn more and more and more from the mistakes and then all what we need to do next time. Yeah.
And how long does it take your team to come up with an idea, develop it, and write it?
Sometimes, like most of the things that we do with them is that we can give a poem this week, we can just give a title this week, and then we told you this weekend in the meeting grounds, we want to see every work. And then if you want to be part of those great people who are writing in the team, to be also mentioned among the serious ones, you have to do whatever we told you.
And if you don't do it, what are the consequences?
You must also face it. That means for some of them, in events, even we are invited, for you, you are not going in the name of Team African Child. You have to pay your own ticket and then you go. We don't know you.
That is it.
That's the simplest punishment that we do with them.
That is just the simplest one.
Yeah.
Okay, and what has been your most powerful or emotional performance and why?
Like, there was this event that takes place at St. Peter's.
St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Okay.
The performance that these people have done, and even after this stage, people were even looking for me, like, these people have done wonders. And I was like, this piece was even written by them, and it was all performed by them, and then people were amazed, for they said it is emotional, and then the message that we are sending is clear.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you hope your poetry impacts listeners, especially young Africans?
Yeah, because seen in every poem that we release, we see many viewers. And then the feedbacks that we also get, most of them are positive, and then we have seen it like people are learning from our art of work. It is not just being shared like that and then it's in the platform, but many people are learning from it.
Yeah. All right, and we've seen that you've released many poems. Are most of them written by you or by the team?
I personally, I got my own poems that I have written. And then the team also, we have many poems that we have written also with this collaboration. Many members. Yeah.
Okay, then can you please recite just one poem of yours?
Me?
Yes.
Only one of mine. Then I got this one. Hello youths. Are you listening to the call? Cry no more, for your tears are unseen, and those cries falls into the pitch of no echo. Be self-dependent, forget the hardship, then hold on to your prayers. Fellow youths, it's a call for concern. Nda, daf ma de jahal tek si waru suma gisa suma morom ya hona. for the struggle of the youth is real, but we must persevere. Sometimes I wonder when I pass by seeing a fellow youth being called useless, mad and devastating, roaming in the street. I pity him with tender mercy because he is in a bad situation. But have you ever sit to ask what led him to that condition? Avoid what doesn't belong to you. There's no shortcut to success. Eat from your slender, Sahel Munadal Agyama.
Do like this.
That's Sahel Munadal Agyama.
That is my king. Okay, and like, what's the inspiration behind this poem?
The inspiration behind this poem, I got it like for my fellow youths, because what I believe in is that any poem that will be written, if you are not feeling it, know that somebody will feel it.
Okay.
If you are not passing through it, somebody might be also passing through it.
Yeah, sure.
So when it was released, I narrated my own story. Yeah, which I faced as a youth.
It's an experience.
Yeah, I write it out of my own experience. Yeah. So it was like, party mum.
Party animal.
Party animal. So there was this one night I was from a zoo. And then I was attacked by a gang of these bandits at night, and then my bag, my ID card, and then my mobile phone, money, all was taken that night.
Everything?
Everything. So I went back like empty hand.
No $5, sir?
Even change that. So much security. So night full night, and then the next morning when I get up, I take up my pen and then I write this poem. Then waiting to get another mobile phone, and then I see how best I can do it. Then it was released in the air.
Okay, and what was the feedback that you got from people after releasing this poem?
Many people, even within those weeks, and then currently messages have been sent, and then people were like, some of them will call me and say, "My face loco."
Well, because it felt so real.
Yeah, my face loco. And then my brother was like, when the poem was released, and then I gave it to him to listen to it, he was like, "I remember this occasion, I told you to say on."
But mind your business.
He was like, "You remember that? I told him this was your business." Yeah.
Okay. No, but by the way, bullet attacks my brother with no way. Security force and I you Alright, and what challenges have you faced as a team of poets, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, most of the challenges that we faced as a team, it was more especially in the financial support, which we lack as a team. And then we are also still working on that. And I personally, I never give up. And then I keep also doing my best to encourage each and every one of them. I make sure whatever I have, I share it within them, and then we see how successful the team can go without them knowing where the money or else the help is coming from.
Don't you knock on government doors or philanthropists to help you out?
We never did that as a team.
Okay, maybe you can try that to see.
Maybe we might try that, because there are still some other issues that we are still yet to settle in the team, and then we want to register it as a non-governmental organization in the country.
Okay.
So that's why we are not yet in a hurry to register to get to different doors.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
All right. And how do you balance tradition and modernity in your poetry?
Yeah, when talking about the tradition and then the modernity in the poem, there was this poem that I wrote about the society that I live. So it is a combination of ideas talking about the past and then the present generation that we are living.
Nice. Can you recite it? Maybe just few stanzas.
Okay, it says, "The society I live, the society of hope and greatness, of peace and harmony, a society where education was embraced, a society of good wishes to one another. Oh, how I wonder the society of my ancestors, how I wish to celebrate those golden days of the past. those were the society where love, joy, peace, and glory was existing. Then fear of God was embraced. What a society. But my society has turned to a battlefield with so many aquatic lives. Peace and harmony are sought locked up in a cage. Then the satanic nature becomes the undefeated king to rule. Corruption, nepotism, politics, lack of security, and all blame, we take it back to the government. Why? Why can't we build peace with our fellows? A society where youths are discouraged, lack source of motivation, but will hang out, smoke, get drunk, then start to motivate each other on how to make it in life. My society has lost its self-fertility, moral, norms, and values no more exist, followed by Western life, leading us to destruction. My society's happiness has faded away. Fear is leading the race, but giving up is never the dream.
I respect you.
Yeah.
That's the king. All right. Now, tell us the story behind this poem.
This one, like, when you talk, like, talking about the past, and then our parents normally tell us is that our society or our generation is different with your own. This and this, we get it like very easy, no disturbance. But in our own generation now, talking about norms and values, I can say there's no more being respected. Each one you want to live your own free life, and then we call it our own generation. Your generation have passed.
Well, this is Gen Z.
So from there, it was like I was chatting with my dad and then mom. You know, sometimes when I want to write about the generations, I normally go to them and then I will be like joking with them so that they can tell me stories. And then
Get ideas from them.
when I take those ideas and I come back, I write my own story about what they do.
Nice, it is interesting. Right. And where do you see a Team African child in the next 5 years?
Sure.
Any big dreams or projects?
Talking about 5 years, it is a long journey. For me, I can just cut it short. I can only give them or guarantee them this year.
Yeah, top.
Yeah. So towards end of this year and then the beginning of next year, I want to see great changes in the team, and then the entire Gambia will know, and then even to the world, they will know about the African child.
I know everybody's knowing already.
No, this is just the beginning.
But kind of a table.
Yeah, yung foundation of the multi, concrete.
Okay. And you personally, if you could have a conversation with any poet, living or dead, who would it be?
Currently, with any poem that a poet or poet that is living or dead. You know me, there's one thing I believe in myself. That is not depending on anyone, but trusting my own self in what, because I know that what I'm doing, I can do it. It is not something like I discover from somebody. By just looking at what people do, I know that I can do it myself.
But is there no one like, you see this particular poet or poetess that you feel like you love his or her poem, the person is great, and you feel inspired by the person, you like, take a liking?
Yeah, that one I can say my personal mentor or advisor, how to call it, that's the only person that I see that, yes.
Okay.
Which is no other than Ajira Musise and Arsida Paraga.
Okay, and do you have any collaboration with any artist, or has anyone approached you for collaboration?
Yeah, we got the collaboration information with an artist, and then right now it is just left with Team African Child to write up and then tell the artist that we are done. Yeah.
Okay, is it gonna be performed on stage 2 or?
After writing it, we are wishing to record, then do videos within up to different stages or performances. Whenever we are with that artist, I wish people can see it now live.
Okay, and if your team had a poetic anthem, what would it be?
Yeah, we had team anthem, yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Sure. But for me, it is like a newly anthem that I have written, and then I share it with them. I did not master it.
Oh,
But I
okay.
have the kids that
Just
already
working on
master it.
it.
They
Oh,
already
okay.
master it. My kids, I give you time to do
They
it.
left
So.
you behind.
No, I give you time because for me I'm timeless, so I give them time. They don't be, yeah.
Okay, and do you also receive like support from your fellow poets, maybe like the senior ones and others too?
The only person or people that I can say that whenever we need their help or assistance, they are always available is Brain Secret, which is my,
Sumaraka.
I can call him my boss, but he always reject that one, and then RC the Paragon. Yeah.
Okay.
These people, whenever we need them, they are always available, anytime, any moment.
Okay. And what's one piece of advice you would give to other young poets trying to find their voice?
For me, what I always told them, like, being independent or dependent, do not look up to anyone. Whatever you have seen that person has been doing, also trust in yourself that I can do it. I always tell you, giving up is never the dream. Giving up cannot do anything.
Okay, and right now, does this poetic work generate income for the team?
The team currently, I can say not yet. Yeah, still now, we are still spending from our own pockets to do anything we are doing.
Okay, and how do you feel working with a group of poets, especially young ones? Is it exhausting, tiring, or?
For me, personally, what I love is working with children. Because currently I'm also in another ministry. Yeah.
Okay.
And then motivation is what I personally have made myself to do. Then sometimes it can be different, and then different stories, because you might give them time, do this, do that, and they'll give you another different story, which sometimes can. Because there was a day I feel like, let me just leave them, because they are not giving me anything, and I am the one giving them something. Okay. And then me, the time that I was training to be a poet, I used to give out. They are not giving me for free, so let me just give up. But I got this advice from my greatest boss, Brain. He said, my brother, you have to take your time. It is not easy to work, more especially with team of different peoples, like, and then you know ladies, their problems, and then you know also people who you know that.
Why ladies though? Why ladies?
Because almost they carry the three quarter of the team. Ladies.
But the ladies are not always the problem.
They are the problem.
I know. I don't agree with that.
They are the problem.
I won't agree with you.
Sometimes you will call, take excuse all from their parents, and they will still show you another side of it.
Okay.
Which is devastating. Because for me, what I always told them is that whenever I call your parents, you are coming here and then you divert the way, hey, congratulations. I just used to congratulate you.
What is that congrats for?
Because I always feel happy, and they know what it means. They know what it means. That is end of an era.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do you edit your poems heavily, or do you prefer to keep it in the initial flow?
Me, some of them, I just write and then release it like that. That is like the other one, in fact, titled A Friend. I write it for myself. I don't need anyone to edit it for me, because I feel like it is a personal experience which is also going up and down, and then I say this one no need for someone to even help me with it. Let me just voice it out, and then I have seen it always, always, always. And even yesterday, and then some people, they have been calling and then was like, send me the script itself. I want to cram the poem. I said, no problem. Yeah, I feel like yes, I can do it. And what I am doing, people also are getting lessons. They are learning something from it, and it is happening to some people. Because I got someone who even called me directly and said, I was like, no. I told him, are you guilty of yourself? He said, no, but that's why the conversation ends. How can you know when it is already a point that has been released?
Okay, and how does it feel to be the leader of Team African Child?
For me, it is a honor to me. And then trust also that they have laid in me, and then the confidence too. From the children and then to their parents and then, guardians, all. It is the trust that they have laid in me.
Okay, and was there a particular moment that you feel like giving up on them or giving up on poetry itself?
On poetry sometimes, I do feel like to give up. But whenever I am sad or I have seen something happening, I can write up to 3 to 4 poems in a day, and then I will be done.
Okay, just in a day.
In a day.
You are exceptional. You are exceptional. That's why you are the king. Okay, and in your opinion, what role does poetry play in our today's society?
Yeah, in our society today, more especially we the young generation growing up, as we are living now in an educative world, or we call it technological world, as we are learning and then inspiring others, I hope those young ones also growing up, if they also follow the footsteps, I guess changes will take place.
Okay. And do you believe poetry has the power to bring about social or political change in the country?
Yeah, I am sure of it, because sometimes when different poets meet in an event, it is lively. Yeah, it is lively when we meet in an event, like we call each other, embrace each other, and then we are always proud of each other's work. It brings unity.
Okay, brings people together, that's for sure. And how do you think poetry can help people navigate through difficult times?
Yeah, like I see it having your own issue, because we all know that each you have your own problem.
Won't be any problem.
Yeah, but how will you express this? Even you yourself, you can't express it. Somebody might speak your own mind, and then through poetry, when somebody speaks, that's why I said, whenever poets speak, even if it's not from them, but somebody must find him or herself inside that word.
The time is not on our side. Can you please recite another beautiful piece of yours?
This is, okay, let me give you this one, a friend.
A friend.
Yeah.
I'm your friend. This one is mine.
It says, when I walk through the jungle, pass by the ocean, seeing myself with so much determination to conquer the conquest. Oh, is this the real me? I wonder. Because mom and dad advises, but all seems to be like words which I never paid heed to. Will you believe me?
Of course.
If I could tell you that words of a friend are more put into practice than that of a parent's advice? As I walk down the street, deepest part of the night, I heard voices echo so deep in the night. To my surprise, it's no other person than the one I call a friend. When his words reaches my ears as they vibrate, makes me feel proud. It gives me courage, because his words are no more mere words, but words of wisdom and hope. But let me take you through these proverbs. Wahmade gude, why the Musa Fanansi Allah. When you have a lot of companions to move with, just choose the best out of the rest. Not everyone that smiles at you wishes the best for you, as hard times will always reveal who true your best friend is. People will come and go, but real ones will always be there for you. That's why I become tranquil when I'm lonely than being surrounded with so many people doesn't add any value to my success. Love, trust, and true friendship become things of the past. Hatred, jealousy, and envy becomes the order of my generation. But I still believe my future doesn't lie in the hands of man but God.
Hey, that's my king, my friend.
Yeah.
Alright. Give your final message to your fans over there.
Okay. Today I will say a big thanks, and more especially to my people, Team African Child, for entrusting me as their leader and then giving me this platform, and then Brain Secret giving me this opportunity to get you my boss here too, and my editor, which is RC the Paragon. Yeah, that wonderful help they have been doing to me.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you here today, the Team African Child, the king himself. I wonder where the queen is.
The queen is yet to be crowned, maybe soon, like.
Bada girl, I'm waiting. All right, then. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you here. This is how we've come to the end of the program. This is Poetry Slam Show on Eco TV International, the People's Choice, with me, Rohit Toure, every week. You can kindly follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram for more interesting episodes. Sponsors are also invited. Call on the various numbers on the screen to sponsor this program. Thank you very much. Till next week. Bye-bye.